So you're thinking of moving to Bronx, New York? In this video, I'm going to show you around the Bronx. I'm going to show you some attractions, things to do in the Bronx via map, and I'm getting after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about living in the Bronx, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in the Bronx. My name is Cornell Smith with eXp Realty. We have calls and emails every day from people just like you, looking for help on making the move to the Bronx, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All the information in the description below so it can help you make a smooth move to the Bronx. I'm going to show you around the Bronx via map. I'm going to show you some attractions and some things to do. So yes, the Bronx is one of 5 New York City boroughs. The Bronx is the northernmost portion of New York City. The Bronx has a population of about 1.43 million people. The Bronx is probably most known for things like Yankee Stadium, home of the New York Yankees, the Bronx Zoo, and also being the birthplace of hip-hop music and culture. Happy 50th anniversary of hip-hop. Yes, first I'm going to start off by showing you how the Bronx in respect to in its location and how approximate close it is to other New York City boroughs. So first I want to show you how to get from the Bronx to Queens, my hometown. So first you could take the 678. So you start on the Bronx side. Take 678. And then you take the 678. Take the White Stone Bridge. Now you're in Queens side. You start off the Bronx to Queens side. Or you could take the 95. Then that's 1 point charges to 295. Then you take the 295. And on the Bronx side, you take the Thrice Neck Bridge, cross over from the Bronx to Queens. Now you're in Queens. So yes, another New York City borough that's pretty close to the Bronx is Manhattan, aka the city. One way you could take is the 9A. You could take the 9A, so starting in the Bronx side, keep going. Then it takes you, now you're in Manhattan, or you can take the 9, starting on the Bronx side. Now you're in Manhattan. So then other ways you could take to get from, Bronx to Manhattan. Just to mention, I'm on Fordham Road. So Fordham Road, you can think of it as, a major street in the Bronx. And in a lot of sections of Fordham Road, there's a lot of shopping attractions and everything. So yeah, start on Fordham Road in the Bronx. You take that, keep going. Take you to the University Heights Bridge. And then the University Heights Bridge, keep going. That'll take you into Manhattan. Another way to get from the Bronx to Manhattan is the Washington Bridge. But yes, you can take, Washington Bridge to get from the Bronx. So starting off from the Bronx to Manhattan. And then you could also use the I-95 to get around in the Bronx. And then from the 95, you can take that to go to Manhattan. So you can take on the I-95, taking that. And then you can take the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. So you're on the Bronx side. And now you're crossing into Manhattan. Another way to get from the Bronx to Manhattan, you could use, the High Bridge. So this is not a commuter way. This is more for, pedestrians and cyclists. So you can start, from the High Bridge Park area in the Bronx. Shout out A Buggy, Cardi B. Starting in the Bronx at High Bridge Park. And then you could take the bridge. That'll take you to, High Bridge Park on the Manhattan side. So another way to get from the Bronx to Manhattan to McComb's Dam Bridge. So yeah, starting off on the Bronx side. Then you take the McComb's Dam Bridge. Now you in the, Manhattan side, not too far from the famous Rucker Park in Harlem. Another way to get from the Bronx to Manhattan, you have the 145th Street Bridge. Start off on the Bronx side. Now you're on the Harlem side. The Manhattan side, which takes you to the Manhattan neighborhood of Harlem, I should say. for those not familiar with the area. Another way to get from the Bronx to Manhattan, you could take Madison Avenue. Well, like I said, starting in the Bronx. Take that, and now you're on the Manhattan side. The Park Avenue Bridge takes your trains between the Bronx and Manhattan. For those people that take the Metro North train. So if someone, from Manhattan needs to go to the Bronx or Connecticut, they can take one of these trains. So for this, I should say, to get Manhattan to the Bronx, there's only one way. So if you're in Manhattan and you need to get to the Bronx, you can use the Willis Ave Bridge sign on Manhattan, and that'll take you to the Bronx. So you have two options. You have this side, the Harlem River and the Arcade Bridge that take you to the Bronx and Manhattan. Then you also have this side of the bridge, RFK Bridge, Robert F. Kennedy Bridge toll road that'll take you from the Bronx to Manhattan. We're in the Bronx, so probably the most known attraction in the Bronx is Yankee Stadium, home of the New York Yankees, the most winningest and successful sports franchise in North American sports with 27 World Series titles championships. So a lot of people come to the Bronx for that. And at the same arena, our stadium, if you're a fan of soccer, you have the New York City Football Club. And then, speaking on the Yankees, I myself am not a big baseball fan. I'm from Queens. If you know baseball, that might say what's, team I should align with. I just say this: if the Yankees go farther than the Mets in the playoffs, I guess I ride with the Yankees. Is that being a bandwagoner? Let me know. So not too far from Yankee Stadium, more in Manhattan. Harlem and Manhattan is not part of the Bronx, but being that it's so close, I'll just show y'all about this. I myself am a big basketball fan. I myself have gotten, the luxury to play here a few times. So we have the Holcombe Rucker Park in Harlem, probably the most famous outdoor basketball court in the entire world. Street ball legends, New York City legends like Earl the Goat Manigault, P.B. Kirkland, Joey the Destroyer Hammond, Malloy, the future Nesmith, Kareem Reed have graced the courts, and NBA legends like Julius Erving, Kevin Durant, who I believe dropped 66 points out of summer games out of 2011 or 2012 graced the courts. We have, like Vince Carter, Allen Iverson, and the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant, all, graced the courts at Rucker Park in Harlem. So yes, it's not too far from Yankee Stadium. They're only, a stop away if you take the B or D subway train. So enough of that, let's go back to the Bronx. So speaking of basketball, in the Bronx, we have Gaucho's Gym. So the New York Gauchos is probably the most prestigious youth basketball program in New York City. I used to want to play for them when I was younger, but I never, got the info for the tryouts and stuff. I guess I wasn't that elite. Well, I guess I'm not, being that, I ain't go D1 to make it to the NBA. And, on a tangent, I'm 5'9", so, I'm not a freak athlete. So, the curve, you have to be super great being that short. I think I'm good, but, I'm not that good. So, so enough of me. So, speaking of the Gaucho's Gym, a prestigious, basketball program. And I used to miss when they held, like, the Big Straight Classic, which would, showcase the best areas, New York City, tri-state talent would go against best talent across the entire United States. Fun times in Gaucho's Gym. So legendary people that play for the Gauchos include Rod Strickland, Kemba Walker, John Sally, Jamal Mashburn, Queens' own Deron Lamb, Coney Island legend Stephon Marbury. Oh, let me not forget also another Queens legend, Kenny Anderson. Shout out to Malloy High School. I used to play a bit, by Hoover Park by Malloy. Enough of that. And also, God, Sam God, if he got a, basketball move named after him. That's to show you, how legendary he is. So yes, that's Gaucho's Gym in the Bronx. We have the Universal Hip Hop Museum. So, a museum that commemorates, 50 years of hip-hop music and culture. Happy 50th anniversary to hip-hop culture. Major influencer, international influence that derived from, the South Bronx in the 1970s. Hip-hop. So yes, around the High Bridge area, we have the Shakespeare Steps. I guess also known as the Joker's Steps, you know, a major tourist attraction after the 2019 Joker film. A lot of people, you know, want to see these steps. So 1520 Sedgwick Avenue, you know, Sedgwick Avenue, Cedar Avenue. On August 11, 1973, the first hip-hop jam was thrown, and that's said to be, you know, the inception and beginning date of hip-hop culture. You know, 50 years later, international phenomenon. A lot of our lives would not be the same what it is without hip-hop culture. So salute, you know, to the pioneers, legend. Shout out to DJ Kool Herc, who's also, you know, of Jamaican heritage. I'm also part Jamaican. You know, shout out, you know, to the island, small island with a big international influence. Let's go to Accra. Accra, you know, popular West African restaurant, you know, focuses on Ghanaian cuisine. In fact, the father of the owner of Accra, you know, his son started the Afro Future Festival in Ghana, which is held, you know, during December in Ghana. So if you know about Dirty December in West Africa, you know, it's a vibe. I never been myself, but gotta go one of these days. So yes, from Accra, let's go to Crotona Park. So yes, Crotona Park is a massive, you know, public park in the Bronx. So Crotona Park was also, you know, the venue, the location for the 14th annual Ghana Fest in the Bronx, which, you know, celebrated, you know, Ghanaian culture. And it was culminated by a New York City summer stage performance by Stonebwoy, you know, a popular Afrobeats artist from Ghana. So speaking of, you know, Ghana, shout out to Ghana, shout out to Nigeria. My people, my mother's side come from Sierra Leone. So shout out to West Africa, shout out to all of Africa, One Africa. It was a massive 265-acre zoo, one of the largest zoos in the entire United States with over 6,000 different species. And that's probably also maybe attraction number 2 that people know the Bronx for after Yankee Stadium. So yeah, you have the New York Botanical Garden. That's a 52-acre, you know, garden full of different flowers, herbs, plants, as well as the climate-controlled Steinhardt Conservatory and Van Cortlandt, you know, Park Golf Course. So Van Cortlandt Golf Course is the oldest public recognized golf course in the entire United States, being here since 1895. From Van Cortlandt Park and Golf Course, let's go to Pelham Bay Park. So Pelham Bay Park is a massive public park in the Bronx. It's actually the largest park in New York City, actually 3 times larger than a popular Central Park in Manhattan. So yes, I forgot to mention this, but the Bronx is home to over 1,200 parks, playgrounds, and recreational facilities. The Bronx, believe it or not, has the most green space out of any New York City borough. About a quarter or 25% of the land in the Bronx is green space. You know, if you're a fan of catching a tan and going to the beach, you go to Orchard Beach. If you're a fan of basketball, you could go to the Hoops and the Sun League at Orchard Beach. If you're a fan of summer basketball, barbecuing areas, biking trails, 2 golf courses, baseball fields, etc. Have City Island. That's like its own little world within the Bronx, away from the Bronx, but still within the Bronx. So it's 1.5 miles long by ½ mile wide. So it offers you, you know, fantastic views of the bay, fantastic views of Manhattan, you know, many restaurants, a lot of the seafood, variety, and the museum. So I think that's all I want to show you of the Bronx. So if this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living in the Bronx, New York, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in the Bronx, New York. My name is Cornell Smith with eXp Realty. We have calls and emails, everything from people just like you, looking for help on making a move to the Bronx, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All the information in the description below so we can help you make a smooth move to the Bronx. So as I mentioned before, this is my video showing y'all around the Bronx via map, you know, attractions and things to do. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Have a good one. Thank you for watching. Peace.